Hey, what is up? Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I am in a particularly good mood today because today is my birthday. It is actually my 30th birthday today, so I can't say I'm in my 20s anymore. However, I'm feeling really happy. I've had a fabulous day. I'm gonna have a party this evening, and tomorrow I'm going paragliding. I think that's what it's called, where you go up in the sky. My wife has booked me. So all round, fabulous day. All round, fabulous last 30 years. And I just thought, shall I have a complete day off? Or shall I still do a short YouTube video for my followers? And I decided to do the latter. So how dedicated am I? You know what, for my dedication, please do me a massive favor. On my 30th birthday, doing a video, please do smash the like button. That would really help me out a lot. Also drop a comment below. And in this video, I wanted to share, okay, so I'm 30 years old. I've been in property. I bought my first house when I was 17. So I've almost, not quite yet, but almost been in property for half of my life. That is absolutely crazy. So what have I learned over the years? And I was really reflecting on when I first got started in property, when I first started making money, when I first became financially free, age 21, which is now 9 years ago. Can you believe it? Like, what were some of the things that I did to become financially free in the early years of starting out in my journey? And I've really brought that down to 3 things. And those 3 things I thought I would share with you, wrap it up and share it in this video. I've also got a gift as well. So I've got a really exciting gift to share with you, and it's going to be a free gift, and I'm going to announce this tomorrow. So right now I'm just getting the final details wrapped up, but it's an incredible prize. It's a present, it's a gift from me to you, okay? So by just watching this video, you will be entitled to this gift, and it is honestly something I've been working on for, I was gonna say years, months, maybe about a year. So you're gonna love that. So come back tomorrow. In fact, subscribe to the channel so you get notified tomorrow, and then you'll see what the prize, what the gift is tomorrow. So just down below, there'll be subscribe, click that button, turn on the notification bell, and then you'll get the gift tomorrow. So one of the things that I would say helps me become financially free, and the very first thing is this, and this is almost contrary to what you might think. This is contrary to what most of the, the gurus or the YouTube influencers, even me to a point, when you see me in my Range Rover and my nice house, and but I think it's really important to remember how these people that you see, multi-millionaires, how they started and what they did in the early days, and copy what they did in the early days, not just what they're doing today. And the first thing that I want to say out of the 3 points is, I think it's really important that you simplify your living expenses. Simplify your living expenses. What do I mean by that? Do I mean that you should live in poverty? Do I mean that you should, not spoil yourself or have any nice things? Absolutely not. But what I mean is, you want to get your monthly overheads as low as they can be to begin with. So what I would suggest that you do is you write down, get a pen and paper and your bank statement, write down how much right now, today, it currently costs you to live, okay? How much are you spending per month at the moment? Now that might be £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 a month. And then think, okay, well, how much could I shrink this by? How small could I get that figure? Okay, now you might be thinking, Samuel, get out of here. I couldn't get it any smaller. But one of the things that I realized was when all throughout my late teens and even beginning of early 20s is that sometimes you actually can. And I remember my dad saying to me, oh man, I already live a really simple life. I couldn't shrink my living expenses. And then he moved from England to Brazil. This was the first time he moved to Brazil, which was many years ago. He now has moved back to Brazil. But when he closed his English bank account, he had all these subscriptions. He had a dating agency subscription. He was now married, but there's this little thing coming out of his bank every single month. Gym memberships that you might not be going to. I just spoke to my friend yesterday who said he's been paying for his gym membership all throughout the lockdown accidentally. Now, if he'd have been supporting the gym, that would have been a different thing, but it was just an expense that he'd forgotten about. So go through your standing orders, go through your direct debits and think, how small can I shrink my living expenses? You know, do I really necessarily need that second car? Do I really necessarily need to be having, shopping at Waitrose when I could be shopping maybe at Asda? You know, and again, this sounds contrary to what you might expect me to teach, but this is what I did. Now, I shrunk my living expenses to as low as I possibly could, and then once you've done that, that is the figure that you need to earn in passive income to become financially free. So that's the first step to financial freedom. It's working out how simple could you live your life, and then ingraining that figure in your brain and setting out to earn that figure in passive income, which we'll come back to later. So that's the first step. Step number 2 is managing your money. And again, this might sound like, oh, thanks, Samuel, great tip, managing money. But it's really, really, really important that you do this. And I've got a little method that I use for managing money, which I'll share with you on this video. What I mean by managing money is paying yourself first. Most people, what they do is they get paid, they get their salary, their £2,000 salary or whatever it might be, and then they quickly pay their bills. So they pay the electric bill, they pay the gas man, they pay the mortgage or the rent, they pay their bills, and then they save what's left. And how much is usually left? Nothing, or a little bit, and then they save it, but then the following month it blows. And sometimes people say to me, if only I was earning a little bit more money, and then I'd be able to save more money. And the truth is that if they were to earn more money, miraculously the cost of living would just go up. And same story. So how do you get around this problem of just spending everything that you earn? And the answer is you pay yourself first and you manage your money properly. So I remember going to a conference called Millionaire Money Intensive a very, very long time ago with a guy called Harv Eker, and he taught something around money management. It was a fabulous system, and I remember thinking, that is awesome, I am gonna do that. I'm so gonna do that. And I got home and didn't do it. And then the next year I went back to the same conference and I heard the same teaching, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And guess what? I went home and didn't do it. I went back to the same conference, true story, okay? 3 years later, and I remember going, and I heard it, guess what I said? Guess what I said when I heard the same money management, pay yourself first teaching it? I said, I already know that. I already know that, I've heard this before, but I wasn't doing it. So the lesson is, if you're not doing it, you don't know it. So whilst this might sound really basic, I would just highly suggest that you just go and do it. And it was only when I said, oh, I already know that. And then the trainer on stage said, oh, by the way, if you say, I already know that, that's the most dangerous thing to say. Unless you're doing it, you don't know. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so convicted. And then I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to do it. And I went home and I did it. And what I did was, I set up separate bank accounts. So I actually set up 6 bank accounts. One was my necessities bank. One was my play bank. One was my education bank. One was my give bank. One was my investment bank. And the 6th was my savings bank. Now you might think, oh man, I couldn't be doing with 6 bank accounts, that is ridiculous. They don't need to be separate bank accounts with different banks. You don't need a NatWest and a Halifax and a Lloyds. What you can do is you can just have different e-savers. Now what you're going to do is when you get paid your wage, say your £2,000 wage, you're going to immediately split it up into the different bank accounts. So your necessities, you might put 50% of your wage into your necessities bank, which would be £1,000, and then you're going to put 10% of your wage in all the other accounts. 10% into your give account, 10% into your play account, 10% into your investment account. And what will happen when you do that is you will be in control of your finances. Now, there's so many reasons why you could come up with excuses why not to do this. You might think, oh, I couldn't live off 50%. Even if you couldn't live off 50%, if you just manage your money but change the percentages. I remember teaching this at one of the property investors crash courses, and there was a guy called Carl in the audience, and Carl had, not much money. He was quite miserable. He had his arms folded, and it turned out, I didn't know this, but Carl at the time was upset with me for suggesting that he put 50% of his salary aside for necessities and then breaking the other up to put into investments and give, because he was upset because he was thinking, right now I'm already spending more than I'm earning. I'm earning £1,200 a month as a cleaner, and my outgoings on necessities are £1,250. I got no money to give. I got no money to invest. So he was quite upset with the teachings. He thought he sounded like some rich person teaching this. However, by the end of the course, he decided that he would do it a little bit differently, and he decided that he would put 95% of his money aside for necessities, and then just put 1% into give, 1%. He shrunk his living expenses a silly bit lower. And what happened was he regained control of his finances. I met him about 3 years later, and guess what? He was financially free just because he started paying himself first and regained control of his finances. So I could talk about money management and this whole setup and the system for literally hours and hours and hours. But what I'll say is, take control of your finances. If you're naturally a spender, or if you're naturally a hoarder and a saver, just manage your finances this way, and you'll find yourself really, really getting in control. And some people want more money. I need more money. I need to make more money. You don't need more money. What you need is you need to manage the money that you've got. The Bible says when you're faithful with a little, then you'll be given more. So manage your finances. So first thing is simplify your living expenses. Secondly is to manage your finances. And then the third thing that I want to say is a step towards financial freedom is to think in terms of passive income rather than active income. Most people just want more money. What you need is you need to be trying to create passive income streams. Passive income streams such as book royalties, affiliate links, affiliate marketing links, stocks and shares and investments, and my favorite one, of course, property investment. How many times do you need to keep buying the property before it will stop giving you rent? And the answer is just once. You don't need to buy it ever again. Once you buy a property, it will give you rent forever and ever, and the property will outlive you, and it will appreciate in value over time, which has been historically proven. So think in terms of passive income, because then what will happen is when your passive income, you're putting aside a little bit of money for investments every month, and then you're going to invest that money into something that's going to give you your passive income. And then you'll have your active salary, which might be £2,000 a month, but then you'll have your passive income, which is £500 a month. Then the percentages, you'll start getting a little bit more, you'll be able to pay yourself a little bit more. And slowly the passive income will replace the active income, which will mean you then are financially free. So those are just 3 steps to become financially free. There's so much more I could say, there's so much more I want to say. Subscribe to the channel for more top tips. I'm going to go and enjoy continuing to celebrate my 30th birthday. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because tomorrow I'm going to be giving away something amazing to every single one of my subscribers. I just want to say a massive thank you for being a follower, a subscriber, a contributor to my channel that I've been running now for many, many years. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and God bless.